We are now entering what feels like the final stage of the cycle. Right? Bitcoin has been climbing since late 2022. Dominance is shifting, and altcoins are at a pivotal stage. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I've navigated the cycle so far, where I'm currently positioned, and how I'm planning my exits. So if you own most of the cryptos we talk about on the channel, or just enjoy watching the videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make on the channel, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, when I talk about crypto endgame, it's not controversial to say we are closer to the end of the cycle than the beginning. Right? When you see every single drawdown in the market with Bitcoin and altcoins, the risk to reward ratio decreases every single time you decide to invest. The confusion lies in the sense that Bitcoin has passed price discovery into new highs, whereas Bitcoin dominance itself hasn't had that true breakdown at like 2021. And the total free, right, the crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, has not broken or barely broken prior all-time highs. So unless you have held large amounts of Bitcoin or specific altcoins like XRP this cycle, it has not been great. So first, let's go into the cycle review, what worked and what did not. We're not afraid to talk about the cryptocurrencies that did not do well on the channel, but it's impossible to have a 100% success rate. But as we have said before, one crypto outperforming massively like XRP from 30 cents to $3 outweighs 10 cryptos that didn't do well. So what we bought in 2022 was XRP, XDC, XLM, QNT, HBAR, and three other low cap plays with LCX, a low cap exchange play, API free and Oracle play, and DAG, a beta play to Hedera HBAR. And most of the cryptos we bought in 2022 were solid base utility cryptocurrencies. When you're buying in the bear market, when most people are leaving, when fear is at its maximum levels, you want to buy cryptocurrencies you believe are going to be in the market for the next 5 to 10 years. Although it may seem obvious that you're going to be in a bull market once again, you don't know how long that bear market is going to last. It's brutal. You want to hold cryptocurrencies you have absolute belief in. Moving on to 2023, a lot of the utility cryptocurrencies were lagging and there was new exciting narratives in play. Some of these cryptos worked really well on the channel. We had Tau, one of my largest holds to date. Then we had other ones like WTK, which didn't fulfill their promises at all. Then we had more stagnant plays like Check, similar to QNT this cycle. And we had plays like NXRA, which were great plays in terms of returns from the 5 to 6 cent lows. But when there was a second exploit on the actual chain, it pretty much went to zero. So profit was made, but not as much as there could have been. Now, moving on to 2024, a lesson that was learned was to stick to proven utility-based cryptocurrencies. So again, we purchased XRP, XDC, XLM, QNT, HBAR, and just Tau. And then moving on to 2025, we didn't raise our entry levels on the cryptos that left the accumulation ranges, and we just purchased QNT, Tau, and a new cryptocurrency, Quill. Now, Quill is obviously a bit of a wild card. With the constant delays, it may prove the point again to stick to utility-based cryptocurrencies. But the point being, the cryptocurrencies we always buy are in the accumulation range on the channel, the best risk-reward ratio available. There is no point if you already accumulated the lows to raise your entry level position and add risk to your position just in the sake of dollar cost averaging. You have to know when to buy and when to lay off of it. So what cryptos did we sell each year? We didn't sell in 2022 during the bear market. In 2023, we de-risked from these lower cap plays. With the utility cryptocurrencies, I usually wait for a 5x and beyond. With the lower cap plays, I wait for a 2 to 3x to shave off some profits. In 2024, March, a lot of these cryptos went parabolic. Late 2024, utility cryptos outperformed. And in 2025, we continue to sell those cryptocurrencies that outperform the majority of the market. So what events shaped my buys throughout the cycle were more so utility-based events, where most people are focused on whether Germany were selling their Bitcoin, or whether Michael Saylor is buying Bitcoin, or the outflows and inflows for the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. I'm focused on actual events with utility-based cryptocurrencies. So the first one being the Stellar MoneyGram partnership, so enabling USDC remittances on Stellar rails, the first true crypto to cash infrastructure banking the unbanked That really cemented XLM's place in the market. With the XRP legal de-risking, we already knew that the case itself was unjust against Ripple. That only confirmed our suspicions, and with the price staying low, it enabled an easy dollar cost average method. And the big one for QNT was obviously Project Roslyn, their technology being used alongside the Bank of England and the Bank for International Settlements. XDC, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill, but an isolated XDC increase in the market back in 2023, digitizing trade, the same legal status as paper documents, and obviously XDC is digitizing trade finance. How BitTensor, obviously the subnets, we could see in October the 2nd, 2023, and the ETFs being approved, allowing that institutional volume we have seen in the markets. So investing in utility-based cryptocurrencies this cycle so far has been a net positive, especially when you compare to the other narratives, right? In the first inning of the cycle, 2023, 2024, many sectors outperform utility cryptocurrencies, mainly meme tokens. But here's one cryptocurrency that was the biggest of 2024 and 2023, has pretty much underperformed for the last part of the cycle, while utility tokens have really shined that much further. I do believe this is a trend to continue in the markets, and that's why I believe holding utility cryptos is a safe bet in the market over the long term. So, what is my current positioning going forward, and what cryptocurrencies am I accumulating? Well, if you were a member of the channel, you would see the private portfolio series where I check in every single month what I buy, what I sell in my portfolio, my biggest holds, my smallest holds, where my limit orders are, and where my sell orders are in the future. But to put it simply, as we've been stating, we are accumulating cryptocurrencies in accumulation ranges. Now, I do know there are certain people out there that bought XRP at these stone cold lows that are still accumulating today because they truly have that that 10-year plus vision. And if you truly believe and that's what you want to do, then so be it. But I do believe for the average investor, the average individual who wants to put money into the market and leave with more, would rather accumulate accumulation cryptos and sell and scale out at the higher ranges. And that is exactly what we are doing in our exit strategy. Now, just before we go into the exit plan, an example of what we are doing in the private portfolio cities, one cryptocurrency we are actually buying is QNT. Now, that cryptocurrency is in an accumulation range, but that's not the only criteria needed to actually buy it in the portfolio. But there's hundreds of cryptocurrencies here. Many are in an accumulation range. I'm looking for a large gap between obviously that cryptocurrency's value, the market perception, to what problem that cryptocurrency is actually solving. Its true value, information that is not readily available and accessible to everyone. So obviously we know Quant partners with Oracle to drive digital assets innovation. This year alone, all this information, right? Quant selected as a pioneer partner in the European Central Bank's Digital Euro project. Exchange reserves nearing all-time low. Selected at Cybos, discovered, handpicked by Swift at the world's premier financial event, where a cryptocurrency that strong is still in the accumulation ranges. To me, it seems like a no-brainer. Now, moving on to the exit strategy and how to not get left holding the bag. So one crypto we can actually use an example here would be XRP. Right, we accumulated at the lows in the accumulation ranges, obviously not 100% accurate, but at the 30 cent, 40 cent, 50 cent, and 60 cent ranges. Partial sells already taken at $2, $2.50, $3, $3.50, and remaining sells take place at $4, $4.55, and beyond. And what you will notice about my exit strategy, it's very similar, almost identical to my entry strategy. But I do not try and time the bottom of the market in the bear market, then full stack buy, and I don't try to time the top and full stack sell. I slowly enter the market with dollar cost averages every single week, every single month, and I slowly scale out of the market at higher levels with sell orders for XRP going all the way up to $10. Now look at another cryptocurrency that is low cap where I'm a lot more risk averse, I would say. But I bought at 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents back in 2022. And unlike XRP, I waited for a 3, 4, 5x. As soon as this cryptocurrency hit a 2x, around a 2x, I started selling that cryptocurrency to reduce as much risk as possible. The only fall about that play is when you sell so much at early levels. When it went to 25 cents, I full stack sold my LCX. I think it went all the way up to 40 cents beyond that. But that is what it is. It's a profitable trade. I'm not trying to get every single measure of the market. And here, a final example, QNT, a cryptocurrency. We've probably bought at every single price, right? It averages out probably around $80 to $90 per QNT, but we haven't sold a penny. But that's allowed us to lower our sell positions because we hold so much, accumulating forever now. But obviously, these go all the way up to 1K and beyond. And that is my exit strategy. Now, I don't want to go too much into specific details and exit points so people copy exactly what I do. That's not the intent. More so that not trying to time the market, and not trying to time the bottom or the top, scaling in and accumulation ranges, scaling out near the higher levels. Where we go from here really depends on your opinion where in relation to Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Right? If you believe that Bitcoin is king, this ETF, this institutional wave is truly a new paradigm where Bitcoin dominance is going to go back up, then position accordingly. Position in Bitcoin and a few strong altcoins in the market. If you believe this cycle is going to be like every single other cycle we have seen, where Bitcoin dominance trickles down, then position yourself in quality altcoins for the future. That is going to be pretty much it for today's video. If you want more of an insight into my actual endgame plan, what cryptos I'm currently buying and selling, go and check out the private portfolio series in the membership section. But if you made it far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.